I'm Phil Gaimon. I was a pro cyclist for 10 years. Now I'm retired, but I still train as hard as I can to set the best times on the toughest climbs I can find and go on fun adventures on my bike all over the world. This is Worst Retirement Ever.
Welcome to the Big Bear training vlog. We're gonna try a little something different for now. I'm hitting you here from a section we call this Damnation Alley, which the locals call it that, but I'm an honorary local of Big Bear now. Dramatically named, but also not far off. See, that's a bunch of fire damage down there. It is currently 105 degrees, 40 Celsius for the Euros out there. But this is the climb. It goes from Redlands, basically sea level, up to Big Bear, where my cabin is. So it goes over like 8,400 feet, and then back down into town. The lake is at like 6,700, 2,500 meters, something like that. So I'm doing this super long climb, and I'm gonna walk you through it once in a while. I'm just gonna check it on the camera and say hi and tell you what's up. Welcome to Onyx Pass. So we're still in Damnation Alley. Here's why they call it that. It's a big shoulder. It just goes on forever, and you could fall asleep while riding your bike, and you don't even turn. Yeah, it's hell. I'm listening to a podcast. I talked in a previous video kind of about the comments here, and it's funny, I was listening to Freakonomics podcast. I'll put a link in the description, but there's an episode that saved me a month or two of therapy, I think, about the negativity bias, which, if you're having trouble with the internet, as I think we all are lately, it kind of explains how one negative comment or negative message can outweigh a lot of positive ones, which is, it's not like I'm a negative person. Well, maybe I am, but it boils down to, like, primitive man sort of evolved to find what's going to kill him, to find what's going to cause pain, and to focus on stuff like that. So, you know, you finish a ride, you don't remember the 2,000 cars that passed you safely. You remember the one car that came too close and called you an asshole. And that's why it goes back to, you know, cavemen. They don't have time to, like, oh, look at this pretty grass. They're focusing on the one snake about to bite their ankle and kill them. So that was a little liberating for me as I do my bike ride, which is a form of physical therapy, and try to survive Damnation Alley. But I'll hit you up in a couple thousand feet. Just hang on. All right, we're now in Angeles Oaks, which is about halfway up. It's literally like a 40-mile climb up this thing. Angeles Oaks is a town you've probably not heard of, but might be familiar if you watch the, so a few years ago, there was this story, like, that was right when I first came up here. It was about, like, a crazy LAPD disgruntled cop who quit and then started shooting cops. And he was known as, like, the Big Bear killer, because this was where he escaped to. Well, they said he escaped to Big Bear. He actually was in Angeles Oaks, which is this town, like, the Big Bear vicinity, but even more remote, kind of halfway up the climb. If you haven't seen the, his name was Christopher Dorner. If you haven't seen the latest, like, it was a Chappelle special, but I saw it on, like, Instagram. He kind of tells more background to that. Super crazy story. But that guy escaped here and got himself shot. Well, yeah. Otherwise, it's a real nice town. No, it's super empty. There's a post office, general store, which I've purchased many emergency waters in. It's only 88 degrees here, so Jersey's still unzipped, but I'm not dying. Yeah, super pretty town. We're now out of the desert and into, like, pine tree country, which I like a lot. We're now a little bit higher. We're passing the town of Seven Oaks, which I've actually never gone down there. I'm sure there's nothing there, but it's just empty pine tree land. I haven't seen a car in quite a while. It's good up here. Seven Oaks, I always joke that, because there's a town where my Fondo starts near LA called Thousand Oaks, and I always joke that like Thousand Oaks laughs at Seven Oaks, you know, that's all you got. Like get a few hundred more oaks and let's talk. But yeah, just the countryside here is amazing. It's down to 73 degrees Fahrenheit. It's almost cool enough to zip up my jersey. One time I was up here, I swear it was 110. I'm descending on the climb, by the way. There's a couple downhills, so I'm enjoying that. The one time I was climbing up, I swear it was 110 at the bottom, and at the top there was a hailstorm, and I got pelted, and there was a flash flood. It was a whole thing when I got back to town. But little waterfall, yeah, that was unplanned. But right up here is a little campground, which is the only place for water, so I'm gonna grab that real quick. Now, the campground had no water, but I'll live. This right here is Jenks Lake Road. It's like a really nice little detour. I'm not taking no extra credit today, but it goes up to, you'll be surprised, a lake called Jenks Lake for camping. It's just like a cool, narrow, one of those sweet pine tree road situations. The oops, there's a downhill. Hang on. There we go. We're climbing it. I switched arms because my arms are weak. We're getting back up. I always hate a downhill on an uphill. Like, that drives me nuts, because in my head I'm like, I have to get up to, I know the altitude for the top, and I'm like, I got to get to that. And then you go downhill 500 feet, and it's like every inch you go down, you got to go back up. But if it's going to be extra climbing, I want it to look like this, and it does. They were out of water at the, well, the spigot was turned off, which I wasn't expecting, but I've experienced it before. This is definitely a bring a third bottle in your pocket route, which, so I was prepared. I will be empty when I get home, but I'll get home, which is key. This is the last stretch of this climb. It's a ways. It's a couple more 1,000 feet of just nothing really, but quality wilderness, and it's still too hot to step up the jersey. We're getting there. So that's the top right there. I stopped just shy to finish this this video, because this is the view right here. All right, hope you enjoyed that more than I did. The top right there is 8,400 feet. There used to be like an Onyx Pass sign, but somebody either ran into it or stole it. And I wish I'd thought of that, because that'd be a cool sign. No, I'm kidding. Don't steal, kids. From here, it's just a coast back down to the cabin. So I'm gonna do that and drink all of the water I can find. See ya.